So, a question has been on the minds of many as of late, and that is whether spirits, which are these things in Smash Bros. Ultimate, they're basically PNGs of various different video game characters. And basically the question is, do these spirits have any bearing on which characters will be selected as downloadable characters for Super Smash Bros. DLC? Now this quandary has been raised because many popular characters are included in the game as spirits, such as Geno, Rayman, Bandana Waddle, and many more. So you see that lineup of characters and you think, wow, maybe those characters will not be in the game because they are already included in the game as spirits. And other people look at it and say, no, that's not the case, because they would be limiting themselves by only choosing from characters which are not already spirits in the game. And so here's the thing, spirits do deconfirm Smash Bros. Fighters, but only as of now. And that is because the $25 content pack called the Fighters Pass, which includes 5 different characters along with 5 different stages and music, all features characters which are not spirits in the game already. We have Joker, Dragon Quest Man, Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Gogart, and unannounced fighter character number 5. And it seems incredibly likely to me that this 5th character will not be a character that already has a spirit in the game, and will also be a character which is third party and not affiliated with Nintendo. I feel incredibly confident in this. I think it would be pretty bizarre if they did include a character like Captain Toad, for example, as the 5th character, because it just does not fit with the theme of the other characters in the Fighters Pass and would therefore be pretty weird. Basically what this comes down to is that for the Fighters Pass, yeah, spirits did deconfirm fighters. However, the situation has been drastically altered by the events of a Nintendo Direct. In that Direct, they said, in addition to the Fighters Pass, there would be more characters being released. Now, we have no idea in what manner these characters will be released. We don't know if there will be another pass that you have to buy, or if they'll just release them individually. If I had to take a guess, I'd say it's probably going to be another pass. And so now this brings us to the next question. Will these next characters be characters which already have spirits in the game? This is a question I don't feel confident that I have an answer to. Because the thing with Fighter Pass number 1 is it's only third-party characters. Unless Nintendo wants to only make third-party characters as DLC, which is a totally legitimate possibility, they're going to have to go into the well of spirits and pick one of them to upgrade to a fighter. I don't know if they're going to do that. Are they? Maybe. It's possible. I think we have about 3 paths right now, 3 different possible timelines. We've got timeline number 1, which is where Nintendo continues to release characters which were not already spirits in the game. That could happen. It's possible. So that would be, in my opinion, one of the worst timelines. I'm gonna say I hope for one of the other timelines that's not purely third-party characters, because as fun as getting new characters from new series is, I also want some new Nintendo stuff. That brings us to timeline number 2. In this timeline, we do get spirits as characters. There are a lot of different Nintendo characters which I would consider very deserving of a slot in the game. And if they're not added as DLC, that means I'm gonna have to wait another at least 7 years probably for them to have another chance, which would be pretty bad, I think, for me. Outcome number 3 is kind of a wild card. This is probably the least likely to happen. This is one where we get new Nintendo characters, but they're characters which don't have spirits in the game already. So that would be a pretty weird one. I guess for good measure, let's cover all our bases and do timeline number 4, where we get a mix of third and first party. So that's like literally all possible outcomes. So those are just like thoughts I had about the DLC of Smash Brothers. I think it's an interesting topic of discussion. I'm still glad that I was right. Spirits do deconfirm fighters for the Fighters Pass. But in the future, that might change, and I really hope it does, because I think there are some very good Nintendo characters that I'd really like to see in the game, specifically another Kirby character. We haven't had a new one since 2008. I guess the point of all this is just to say that the future is full of possibility for Smash Bros. Anything could happen. I hope we get some new Nintendo characters, but if we don't, that'll be alright too. The game's already kind of a masterpiece, so anything more than what we got already is kind of just icing on top of the cake. But I hope it's really tasty icing that we all can enjoy and eat together in peace.